name is Radhika. I am your EVS teacher. Today I am going to discuss a topic is our life supports. So today we will discuss some topics. Okay. See the topics. First one is air around us. Second one is air is needed for breathing. And third one is air is needed for burning. And fourth one is layers of atmosphere. Next, fifth one, composition of air. Next, sixth one, properties of air. And seventh one topic is impurities in water. The impurities in water, two types. First one is soluble impurities and second one is insoluble impurities. And last topic is purification of drinking water. Okay children, now I tell one by one. The first topic is air around us. Human beings cannot live without air for more than a few minutes. All living things need air to breathe. The thick blanket of air that surrounds our planet is called the atmosphere. The atmosphere has the air we breathe, the wind and rain, and the clouds in the sky. It is the life giving. The atmosphere prevents the earth from becoming too hot or too cold. It blocks out the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. The atmosphere also prevents meteors from hitting the surface of the earth. We all need air to survive. Air contains oxygen and carbon dioxide useful to plants and animals. In places such as deep seas, high mountain tops, and oceans where there is not enough air or oxygen, we need to carry oxygen cylinder for breathing. Air also contains carbon dioxide which plants use to prepare food. Next topic is air is needed for breathing. The fresh air we breathe in is called inhaled or inspired air. The air we breathe out is called exhaled or expired air. In our lungs, oxygen from the inhaled air is taken by the blood. Carbon dioxide from the blood is given out with exhaled air. Exhaled air has a higher percentage of carbon dioxide than inhaled air. It is also warmer than inhaled air. Next topic is air is needed for burning. Air contains oxygen which is needed for burning. Fix a lighted candle on a table. Put a glass chimney over the table and rest it on a few wooden blocks in such a way so that air can enter the chimney. Observe what happens to the flame. Now remove the blocks and let the chimney rest on the table. Again observe the flame. Then put a glass plate over the chimney. Observe the flame again. The candle burns freely. A picture because air enters the chimney from below. The candle stops burning. B answer. Because air does not enter the chimney from below. Next, the candle does not burn. C. Because air is not available. This shows that air is necessary for burning. Next topic is Other uses of gases. Moving air can support parachutes, gliders and kites. It can also push sailboats, turn the blades of a windmill. Next topic is layers of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is divided into 5 layers. First one is troposphere, second one is stratosphere, third one is mesosphere, fourth one is thermosphere, and last one is exosphere. Now we learn one by one. Are you ready? First one is troposphere is the first layer above the earth's surface. Changes in the weather occur in this layer. Stratosphere is the second layer. Jet aircrafts generally fly in this layer. Ozone gas is present in this layer. Ozone absorbs harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. These rays can cause skin cancer. Next, mesosphere is a third layer. Meteors or the small rocks moving about in space burn out in this layer and therefore don't reach the surface of the earth. Next, thermosphere is the fourth layer. Space shuttles move about in this layer. Exosphere is the fifth layer of the atmosphere. Next topic is composition of air. Air is a mixture of various gases. Clean air consists of about 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen and less than 1% of argon, carbon dioxide and other gases. It also contains water vapor, dust and smoke. The percentage of dust, smoke and water vapor in the air may vary from place to place and time to time. Dear children, now I teach the topic is properties of air. Properties of air has many types. First one is air has weight. Second one is air exerts pressure. And third one is air exerts pressure in upward direction. Next, fourth one is air exerts pressure in downward direction. And fifth one is air exerts pressure in all directions. And sixth one is air occupies space. So, now I can do the experiment one by one. Okay children? First experiment is air has weight. See children, so we need some things. First one is wood. Second one, we need thread. And third one is we need 2 balloons. This experiment name is air has weight. First, blow air into 2 balloons of the same size and tie them at the end of the stick. Okay. Next, balance the stick by shifting the positions of the balloons as shown. Now, prick a balloon and now prick a balloon and let the air escape. Yes, now I prick the balloon. Now I prick a balloon. Yes, the air escaped from it. Listen, the air escaped from it. What happens if the stick tilts towards air-filled balloon. What does this experiment know? Yes, the experiment tells us air has weight. Okay. Next topic is removal of insoluble impurities. Insoluble impurities present in water may be removed by sedimentation and decondition. So, now I can do the experiment. First experiment name is sedimentation. So first take a mixture of soil and water in a beaker. So first I add soil inside the water. Then stir it well. Stir it well with a glass rod. Then allow the mixer to stand for some time. Listen, yeah. Allow the mixer to stand for some time. The heavier soil particles will settle down at the bottom of the beaker. We just wait because that things is settling down. So the heavier soil particles will settle down at the bottom of the beaker. See the beaker, see the bottom of the beaker. I think soil is settled down. This method is called sedimentation. Listen, sedimentation, that soil is settled at the bottom. This method is called sedimentation. Next, now we carefully drain the clean water on the top into another beaker. Now carefully drain the clean water on the top of into another beaker. Listen children, now carefully drain the clean water on the top into another beaker. This is called decondition. First beaker, we add soil. Take a mixture of soil and water in a beaker. Stir it well with a glass rod. Allow the mixture to stand for some time. The heavier soil particles will settle at the bottom of the beaker. This method is called sedimentation. Next, now carefully drain the clean water on the top into another beaker. This method is called decondition. Decondition means we take clean water from the sedimentation process. Okay children, can you understood? Children, next experiment is air exerts pressure in the upward direction. So this experiment we need some things. First one is water. Second one is glass tumbler. Okay. The two things is needed. First, take a glass tumbler and fill it with water to the brim. Make sure that there are no air bubbles in the tumbler. Cover the tumbler with a piece of stick paper. See this? Cover the tumbler with a piece of stick paper. Press the paper with your hand. Now I press the paper with my hand. Press the paper with your hand and turn the tumbler upside down. Next step, I turn the tumbler upside down and remove your hand and observe. Okay, now I turn the tumbler upside down. I turn the tumbler upside down. Remove your hand and observe what happened. Now I remove my hand. Listen. What does the experiment show? Yes. Air exert pressure in upward direction. The answer is air exert pressure in upward direction. Next topic is removal of soluble impurities. Removal of soluble impurities. We can remove soluble impurities from water by distillation. What is distillation? Distillation is a method. We can remove soluble impurities from water. It is called distillation. So children, now I do one experiment. Are you ready? Dear children, see the picture. See the heading, removal of soluble impurities. Example, distillation method. Distillation is a method which separates soluble impurities from water. In distillation, impure water, see this, impure water or solution. In distillation, impure water or the solution is heated till it starts boiling. On boiling, the water evaporates. The water vapor enters into the condenser, which is kept cool by the cold water circulating around it. Once again I repeat, the water vapor enter into the condenser, which is kept cool by the cold water circulating around it. On entering the cool condenser, the hot steam, here see that the hot steam or water vapor changes into water again. It collects in the flask again. Listen. The water changes into water vapor. That water vapor goes into the condenser. Then, which is kept cool by the cold water circulating around it. So automatically the water vapor changes into water. It collects in the flask below. The water collects in flask below. This is distilled water. See this picture. Distilled water is the purest form of water. It does not contain any impurities or germs. The impurities that were dissolved in the water and the impurities that were dissolved in the water are left behind in the heating flask. This water is mainly used in car batteries, science experiments and in medicines. Last topic is purification of drinking water. Sedimentation, filtration and chlorination are the three methods mainly used for cleaning of water. In sedimentation, water collected in large tanks is left undisturbed for a few days. This way, the heavier suspended impurities sink to the bottom. Air and sunlight kill many harmful bacteria. Chemicals like alum also added to purify the water. Next method is chlorination. In chlorination, water is then disinfected with a very small quantity of chlorine gas to kill bacteria. This water is now safe for drinking. Add potassium permanganate crystals into wells for killing germs. So, water is as important as air for our survival. We need water to drink when we are thirsty. So, we should save water. Thank you.